All right, let's continue. I'm trying to think if I'm missing someone's bio. I'm about halfway through editing the first part. Taking a look at all the stuff that I missed. I don't think I missed too much. I think I've been pretty thorough. But I think what's funny about me editing the first part is the fact that a good like half of it, maybe more, is literally just me reading people's bios, reading letters, reading emails, reading notes. It's like there's so much reading, and so I really feel like I've barely scratched the surface of the story because I've just been gathering information. But I think it's good because with all this, if we get this all done in the beginning, world building, preamble, all that stuff, once the story gets going, I have a good understanding of who the players are. And ooh, okay, hair. And I'll have a good understanding of who the players are, and that could probably better inform my decisions. This dude is really bold in the outfit. I mean, I'm not even trying to comfort him at all, because it's like a certain kind of confidence you gotta have to walk out the house like this. And when you have that kind of confidence, it makes anything you wear look good. So, respect, my guy. I have nothing but respect for you being able to show up and show out, and can't nobody tell you shit. What am I supposed to go to? Jara's apartment on the first floor. Is this not how I'm supposed to get to it? Is there another way to get to it? Maybe the elevator I came in. No, was that the outside elevator? Nope.
Yes?
Can you help me figure out the elevator situation?
Miss Lewis.
Hello. I'm actually very confused. Hey Sylvia, you know how I can get to the first floor?
What a shitty night. Do you think the code red will last much longer?
I hope not. The faster I get out of here, the better.
What? Emem Lewis, the Black Rattler's Rose, is afraid of a handful of politicians?
God, no.
Fine. Let me know if I can do anything for you.
Let's run through. I'm looking for
I'm
Journey.
supposed to find Jay. Any chance you've seen her?
Yeah, earlier. She went into that alcove on your right, but that was a while ago.
Thanks.
You might want to avoid hanging around with her, I've heard stuff about her.
I know, and it's not true. She didn't do anything, all right?
Fine. Sorry. Did you need anything else?
Shouldn't listen to rumors.
Miss Iverson has the top floor all to herself.
Yes, that's where she's got her office for hearings, as well as her personal quarters. Miss Bosley is the only one who has access to them.
I heard the prince put together a surveillance unit.
Yeah, the cave. Mr. Lido and his team spend their nights there. It's just below us. But don't even think about going down there. It's only for sewer rats.
Rude.
Thanks for the vessel.
My pleasure. Come back anytime you want.
I feel like the being a Nosferatu in this world must be really interesting, because on one hand you are a necessity, like so much of
I hope he's all right.
everything the vampires have, and maintaining the masquerade and keeping in touch with the world at large. Oh, found it. It's a little staircase. Just helping people not get caught and making sure the vampires still have power. So much of that is in the hands of the Nosferatu, and it's because of the Nosferatu. But at the same time, they still treat you like second-class citizens, I guess, because you're a Nosferatu and you're not pretty and you can't, show up and show out the way they can. You can't do the public part of politics and social politics and things like that. Beryl Underwood, Richard Dunham, Hilda McAndrews. So that's where They are? What's this one? It's locked. I'm guessing it's over here. Jara, yeah, and Dajan? Dajan?
Let me know if I can help you.
Is there a problem?
I don't know why I even tried. And looks like Hilda's just kind of hanging out.
Oh, great. My shadow.
Don't be a bitch, Emem. Oh, what are these? I can't. I'm too
Notes from the
stupid
Convention of Thorns.
to do anything. I'm dumb.
A book about alchemy? That's a weird thing to keep.
Girl, please. No, it's not. Oh my god. On the London court. I'm not gonna read all of this. I think it's probably interesting stuff, so I'll probably read it while I'm editing just for, you know, funsies. But I don't think it's gonna super affect the story. So I did read it, and it talks about diablerie, which in the context of bloodlines was about younger vampires drinking the blood of older vampires to gain their powers. It mentions that Queen Anne did the same thing. I think this one might just be talking about drinking blood in general. But then scientific advancements and things like that made it so that they couldn't do this anymore without drawing suspicion. Excerpts from the History of Boston Camarilla. This one is about how the Boston area came into the power of the Malkavian-led Camarilla. It talks about King's relationship with Britain and also how the Beckoning put an end to all
on
that.
the First Inquisition. How morbid.
Dragon Age Inquisition? I'm kidding. This one I can read. Also known as blood sorcery. This discipline combines vitae? I still don't know how exactly to pronounce that. And mortal sorcery. There is no known limits to the type of rituals created by the Tremere or their field of application. We will focus here on the different branches. Hilda, do you mind? I'm trying to read. Thank you. We will focus here on the different branches of the science, which is not exhaustive because few can testify to the secrets of the blood witches. The path of blood, where the power of vitae can be manipulated. The ritual, where thaumaturgical formulas with innumerable effects are invented and jealously guarded. Okay. It's giving King Arthur. Knights of the Round Table.
I wish I was outside instead of being cooped up in here.
Why does the outside remind me? I'm flashing back to Bloodlines and just all of the large and tall buildings and running through the alleys and trying to catch a innocent human being by themselves. Okay.
So what exactly did Hazel want with you?
I know Emem doesn't like Hilda. I would trust Hilda. I would have no problem with Hilda, except for the fact that she is a primogen, whatever. And I know like their relationship with Hazel is very rocky, and it feels early to be taking sides. So I'm gonna say she doesn't need to know.
I'm sorry, but this is between Hazel and me.
I can't believe it. Don't you see what she's doing?
Yeah, she's asking for a little discretion, so what?
We haven't heard from anyone at the party all night. Many of our own didn't make it home. And she's still reigning through division. She's doling out information strategically. It's the worst possible thing to do in a crisis.
That's what
And we needn't even
leaders.
mention how she treats the Primogen. She straight out refuses to see us.
I mean, that's what a lot of leaders do during crisis because they're afraid of panic and stuff. I'm not saying I support it, because my nosy ass likes to know everything. But I'm just saying, like, what she's doing isn't weird. It's not odd. It's something that I feel like many people in her position would do. Be really careful. And also, I don't really want to tell her that I'm there to look for Journey, because I feel like she's going to jump to the conclusion that Journey is responsible and then start making moves based on that. And we have reason to believe that Journey is not responsible and is instead being set up. So I think the last thing I'd want to do is give someone ammo, especially if it's going to be directed at an innocent party. So Is she jealous? I don't know if I want to jump to jealousy. She could very well be jealous. She just doesn't trust you guys, I think. I don't really know if I want to go either of these paths. Why not? Is she jealous or something?
What's your problem? Is it that she's not talking to everyone? Or that she's not talking to you?
Just stop it. She should be trying to surround herself with everyone's input, not locking herself up in her tower.
Oh, because you would do things differently, perhaps?
That's an understatement.
It is. You would have kept me in the dark.
Could you just stop making this all about you?
That's right. I'm the problem. I've gotta go. I've got stuff to do.
Be careful.
I feel like Emem is the type to make things about her. I love her and she's the reason I'm playing this game, but like I very much feel like she's the type to somehow, you know, center of the stage type person. Oh god, what does that say about me? I'm also a Toreador. We all just this. You know what? Let's not even get into it. Let's just finish. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing we're supposed to do. But yeah, I don't know if I would call it jealousy. And I also am just kind of like, when you don't know who to trust, you have to be careful about what information to dole out. And I think Hazel's very much coming from the point of view that someone within her inner circle is stabbing her in the back, and she could very well be right based on what we know. And she's aware that the Primogen have tried to manipulate her. The Primogen, they chose her because they thought they could use her as a puppet. So it's a bit late to be acting all holier than thou about it. It's like, if you could control her, you would. And if you were her, you would do everything you could to not be controlled. So it's a bit, there it is. I'm just gonna take a little peek around the corner. So it's a bit rich that she's kind of, you know, bucking a little bit. It's like, ma'am, you're just mad because she's not the puppet that you wanted her to be. And I mean, I get it from like a strategic point of view why you would want her to be that person, but ooh. Why? Hold on, let me read this. No return action. I love this. Thank you. The amount of games that don't tell you when you're about to go into a point of... I think more games are doing that, preparing you properly. But the amount of games, particularly older games, that don't tell you when you're about to just like get trapped into a sequence of events. So, yo, shout out to them for letting me know, like, babe, this is about to be a cutscene. Make sure you looked around. Like, you know your shit. Thanks, appreciate it. But yeah, as I was saying, it is definitely like a good strategic move to try to control as best as you can. I don't have a key. And I don't have enough security. Even if I'd, even if I'd put points in places, I would not have enough points to go into this room. This might require a couple playthroughs, honestly, just to see.
The door is locked.
Yeah, it looks like there's not much to explain away. This is a nice little upstairs area. Nice building, concrete. Let me make sure I couldn't get into this room. Yeah, I can't. But yeah, from a strategic point of view, it does make sense to try to like have as much control over people as you can, but it is kind of rich to also get salty when it doesn't work. It's like, you know what you're doing ain't right. Don't be mad because your plan isn't working out the way you want it to. Okay. I wonder if that's her sire.
No fucking way. Shit.
Journey.
So this is where you've been
Oh,
hiding.
Jesus, it's you. You scared the shit out of me. How did you find me?
You're really bad at covering your tracks.
Are you alone?
I have
What the
level 1
hell is going
aspects that I
on?
found.
Shit,
It's
man.
embarrassing.
It's a fucking nightmare. The code red is definitely because of the party.
April told me Hazel was gunning for me. She thinks I'm responsible for this shit show.
So, you're hiding in Drory's room?
I'm looking for evidence. I saw that Jara had the file on the party. It's got all the contracts and stuff in it that will prove I did my job right. But I can't find them. It was my only shot to defend myself against her.
I don't like telling people to calm down.
I did everything right, ma'am. I was the one who rented the place. Same as always. Rooftop, away from prying eyes. I met with Richard to organize the vessels. I arranged for limos to be sent for the Hartford Chantry. I went through the same secure limo agency as usual. They're ours, so there's no risk. What the hell could have gone wrong?
I don't know. But there's no time to think about it. Hazel wants to see you.
And she asked you?
Oh, fuck. Okay, first of all, that's actually really interesting because when you do everything exactly as it's always been done, it makes it very easy for someone who's trying to sabotage you to sabotage you. If you use the exact same limo, the exact same this, the exact same that, then if I know the system, I can manipulate the system. So if someone's setting her up, they picked the perfect time to do it because they knew everything they needed to know to be able to do it and get away with it. So, you know, big brain. Unfortunate for her. Like, this isn't fair. How would you give me this decision? I don't feel like I know enough or I'm prepared to deal with the fallout of either of these decisions because we don't. I stand with Journey. I don't think she did this, and I think she was set up, but I don't have evidence of that. And I'm afraid that if I take her to Hazel, because my first instinct is like, actually, I don't know what my first instinct is, but I feel like if I take her to Hazel, Hazel might not, either will not care, or will be like, I like what you're saying and I wish I could believe you, but I need evidence and you don't have that. You know, will require evidence. I don't have evidence and I don't have any reason to believe that Hazel will show mercy, and I still don't know exactly what happened to be able to determine how bad this is going to be. Like, is it going to be, and the fact that this is a game and like this is where the game is set, that tells me that chances are the fallout from this are going to be pretty bad. And Hazel could very well destroy Journey, and it won't be fair because even if I discover why it is that, like, that Journey was set up, it won't matter if Journey's fucking dead. But, so I kind of want to tell Journey to run, but if Journey runs, she's almost admitting guilt, so she will get blood hunted anyway. And so I'm like, will I have enough, if I'm able to find evidence that says Journey didn't do it, will that be enough to call off the blood hunt? Or will she die or before I can do that? Or will she still die anyway because she ran in the first place? And I just don't feel like I have all the enough information to be able to make such a decision, a decision like this. I think my instinct is to tell her to run and hopefully use that as a way to buy time to fix this. I just feel like I'm making such a strong decision here. I'm gonna follow my instinct, my gut, and hope it doesn't absolutely screw me.
Listen, honestly, you better get out of here.
If you don't have evidence to defend yourself, you're fucked.
What are you talking about?
What is this? In a confrontation, you must find a way. You must fight to convince the other person. The result of a confrontation has an impact on how the story will play out. I would normally take her, but the fact that she lacks evidence, I was hoping she would find evidence in this room and then we can just go. But the fact that she does not have evidence to defend herself, I feel like that would be very bad, and she could very well die as a result. And I don't want the end game to come and I've like solved the big mystery and Journey is still dead because it didn't matter. But I think if I give her a chance to get away, then I might be able to like fix this. I don't know how the story's gonna go, but I'm hoping that I can fix this and then, you know, save Journey in the process. Okay. Okay. Stages. A confrontation has a certain number of stages. The number depends on the goal of the confrontation. Each stage ends with either a win or a miss. There is a maximum number of misses allowed for each confrontation. If you exceed this number, you lose the confrontation. Okay. How do I
can't
do
just
it?
run away. Do you know something I don't?
Persuasion. See, I'm so glad I didn't use my willpower because I was like, I might need it when I talk to Journey. And I don't think I'm going to use it for this yet. I'm going to try to hold off. But I do think that this is good. Oh, I should have used the fucking business cards. Those were probably set there to like prepare me for this on the off chance that I already used all my willpower. But I wasn't thinking. Okay, let me start with this. I think
Hazel feels threatened. And rightfully so. If her court senses she's weak, they'll press the advantage. Do you know how that will end?
It's just another day at the races, Mem. Hazel doesn't shout it from the rooftops, but I can assure you, she's knee-deep in it every day. Still, she calls the shots. She can take the pressure.
Jay,
she's gonna kill you.
You should listen to me.
I know the court better than you do.
Let's say Hazel doesn't want to hurt you. Others could change her mind.
Who would? Honestly, who would stand to gain something from my death?
Jara? The person I think who would gain is not on this list. Oh god. Beryl doesn't seem... I'm trying to think of my interactions. My first thought is April, but only because I've spoken to April the most about Journey, but I don't think April dislikes Journey. Hilda maybe. I don't think Dajan. I think he's legit just worried about his kid and he doesn't really care about Journey right now. I don't think Beryl cares about Journey either. I think April likes Journey, so maybe Hilda is like a... But killing Journey would most likely strengthen Hazel's position as opposed to weaken it, and Hilda would want to weaken Journey's position. So probably April would be the best guess. Oh god, I'm not gonna... This is gonna be so bad for me. This is gonna be so... I have no idea. I have no idea who would gain from Journey's death. Fuck. Is it because... Have I not been paying attention? I feel like Barrow's just kind of above it all, and Dajan's very much focused on his child. I think the only person who's really talking about Journey is April, but she doesn't talk about Journey in a negative sense. Hilda could twist it and make it seem like Hayes was like a crazy person just going around murdering folk. I want to say April because she's the one who seems to talk about Journey, but I don't... But based on my conversation with April, April doesn't seem to have it out for Journey. I'm going to say Hilda from the point of view of like, as a primogen who's trying to gain power, she might be able to use this to make... I might be thinking too far into it. I don't know.
Look, I'm sorry, but actually Hilda could benefit from this.
What? What the hell did I ever do to her?
Nothing. But she's never liked me spending time with you.
Oh, I won? Oh god. I really thought that that was gonna be an L. Especially the way she started it. To win a confrontation, you must make it to the final stage and win. In case of a miss during the final stage, the stage is repeated until the confrontation is won or lost. You can miss?
What a witch.
Yeah. She can be a bit of a bitch sometimes.
That without the
If I run,
sometimes that would have
people
rhymed.
will think I'm guilty and that I want to leave the Camarilla. But you can't leave the Camarilla.
Yes, we can. I know people who can help you. Anarchs. Don't underestimate them. They've held out against the Cam for a long time now.
Do you realize what it would mean to really run away?
I just know what's gonna happen to you if you stay here.
But if I leave, they'll call for a blood hunt.
Yeah. That's my thing as well. Like, if you leave, they're gonna call for a blood hunt. She needs to trust me. I think this one. Because I'm not trying to leave her on alone. I'm not trying to leave her on her own. I'm just trying to buy... For me personally, I'm trying to buy time to fix this. It looks like if I did intimidation or psychology, either one, if I focus... I'm not gonna risk not getting 100%. If I focus, either one would probably work. This is the one that like wouldn't work. So I'm gonna do this one. You need to trust me.
Damn it, Jay. You know you can trust me. If you're ever gonna listen to me, just once in your whole fucking unlife, now's the time. They'll destroy you if you stay. You have to run.
You sure about this?
I'm sure.
All right then. You win. How do I go about this? Where do I go?
God, I hope I
I'll
have
go
time
back
for her.
to see the prince. That'll buy you some time. Don't waste a second. Don't go back to your office. You have to disappear right now.
But what about you? What are you going to say? You're risking everything for me.
Don't worry. Hazel has nothing on me. You're going to the Anarchs. I'm going to contact Saul. She'll come and get you at the club in Roxbury.
Is it just me, or is this not the first time you've done this?
I don't think we've got time for that.
You're right. We're doing this.
Oh my god, is there an invisible person listening? Oh, I got scared. Okay. That was surprisingly, that was almost as physically exhausting as an actual combat scene. I guess that's as close to combat as you get, and my heart is racing the way it would for a combat scene. Okay, for madness sometimes gives... Right, so initially I thought this would be like a good one for Galab. But now I'm like, I think actually veteran probably the best one. Would probably be the best one for Galab. Laysha, I don't want to do this one. I want to do a profile for her and Galab. Do a little bit of everything, you know? From madness sometimes comes great clarity. A wise prince knows how to recognize this rare talent in their subjects and gives them the recognition that others deny them. Okay, profile focuses on knowledge and skill, allows you to go undercover, extort, or steal information. I don't know if she can go invisible, but if she can go invisible, that'd be very helpful. The only concern is her mental state, but aside from that, she's someone who knows shit. And also, I think the best part about her is the fact that I don't know how well she's not really of the court in the same way that Emem and Galab are. People might recognize her, but I don't know how much they'd pay attention to her. And also, because she is a Malkavian, they're probably likely to just kind of ignore what she says or brush her aside, underestimate her, and just assume that her mental health makes her someone that can't be trusted, which makes it easy for her to move in and out of situations without gathering too much suspicion. Because she's crazy. Who cares what she has to say, you know? So I feel like that would make her a really good investigator. For our little team here, our little team, she'll be our investigator person. Alright, so for investigator, 2 mental, 1 social. This fits, I think. Not a lot of physical. She's been locked up for 3 years, so I feel like that fits as well. Rhetoric. Is this for rhetoric or rhetoric? I don't think there's much of a difference. I might just be saying words. She's got some security deduction. She's already doing a lot better in these areas than Emem is based on the points I doled out to her. Oh my gosh, she's got different stuff. She also has aspects. She also has a little bit of dominate. What is this? Obfuscate? Nope. Discipline that allows you to move around undetected and to mimic someone else. Oh, see? Good shit. I'm perfectly fine with this. I think this is gonna be great for her. I'm pretty sure that was gonna allow me to like take points away from certain areas and put them in other places, but I like it. I like it as it is. I'm gonna leave it.
Leysha, it's good to
her
see
kid
you.
is visible again. I love her outfit so much. It's just
Be good, sweetie.
How was your reunion with Halsey?
Thank you, Hazel. Your gift was wonderful. You shouldn't have troubled.
You're welcome. We should never have kept you apart for this long.
You shouldn't have.
Good evening, Delsin.
Good evening, Laysha.
Halsey's just spinning.
How are you feeling?
It's like
I feel great.
swinging around
Better
in the corner.
and better since I got my little sugar fangs back.
Wonderful.
Cute.
I haven't seen Richard yet. Does he know I've been released from the Institute?
No, I'm the prince. It was my decision. He is your psychiatrist, but you don't need his permission for everything.
He wasn't at the party, was he?
I'm searching for everyone who's still missing. Don't worry about him.
Thank you.
Leysha, I know I can be frank with you. For 4 years, I have been working to heal the city's wounds. You've already helped me avoid traps in the past.
I'm gonna say nothing.
You're not like the other children of Malkav. Quentin King knew that.
The Mad King. I remember, yeah.
I had you released from the Institute because your premonitions are the most detailed, the most accurate. I wanted them to help me understand the Chantry's hand more clearly before we signed our agreement with them. But this alert changes everything. I need to understand what's just happened. Did you sense anything, possibly about what happened tonight?
I don't see a need to lie to her yet. I still haven't picked sides or anything, but you know, until then, there's no need to lie to people. Is one of her pupils really big? I noticed it in the first episode, but I thought it was just a trick of the light. But I think like her right pupil is like really big compared to her left.
I saw images, but they had nothing to do with this party. It didn't make any sense. It was a long, white hallway.
It's a little early for sure, but it's a good start.
I'm sorry, I can't be of more help.
Don't be sorry. There's something else you can do for me. Your discretion can still be of use to me. I need to be sure that none of the members of my council are going to take advantage of the situation.
You don't trust them?
You can never be too careful. You and Delsin are the only two people I trust entirely. The members of the council have their council lodgings here. It gives them the impression that they have power, and it means I can keep an eye on them. I'm going to give you the key. Go and see if you find anything that could make me doubt their loyalty. Anything that might make me think there's something in the works.
All right.
Miss Drory burned the midnight oil to make sure this event was secret. I imagine there might be some evidence in the information she gathered. I need it.
All right, consider it done.
You've never disappointed me, Laysha. Please don't start today. Until then, I hope to have found more information.
Oh, boy.
But above all, don't share what we've discussed with anyone. I don't need more gossip.
Can I take Halsey with me?
Of course.
All right then. I'll be right back.
Oh man, I may have made the wrong decision. If Laysha's able to find evidence that proves Journey's innocence, then I may not have needed to ask her to run, and in asking her to run, I may have just screwed her over. Oh, fuck. Also, there was somebody there. I regret my choices so much. Given to the, I don't need her knowing what's gonna happen, what's about to happen. And also this could be useful. Also Halsey's there, she'll see what happens. What's on her forehead?
That was intense. I have to be careful. Shit, they're gone.
Okay, so she missed it.
Mom, I'm going to Richard's to see if he has my teddy.
Okay.
Okay.
Come and find me when you're done.
Let's see if Hazel was right. Did Jara leave anything behind?
Okay, okay. Woo! Oh, wrong button. There's a lot there. Oh, that was, I feel like so much, like nothing happening yet so much just happened at the same time, and now I'm like riddled with anxiety that I made the wrong decision and I may have fucked up. But I think it also does go to show like this is what this game is, and I have to be really careful about the choices I make. Oh god, and sometimes I may fuck up, you know? That's fine. That's fine. Because it's all a learning experience, and the mistakes I make in this one will make me better for the next one. So I'm just gonna hold on to that. Princess Quarter. Again, a new vision triggered an uncontrollable curiosity in Laysha. Her aspect discipline will develop more easily. Minus 20 in the next experience cost for the aspects. Okay. Oof. Okay. Right. There's a couple people that. Alright, I skipped Victoria Ash in the last one because I was really just trying to get to a place where I felt good stopping. But since we're here, let me go ahead and like do a little bit of reading to get a better idea of the story and the players. Anarch movement, we know who the Anarchs are. They don't fuck with the Camarilla. There you go. The Anarch movement asks every vampire the question, who do you obey? As old as the Camarilla, the movement has finally been thrown out of the tower as an unacceptable threat in dangerous times. The result, war in the streets. New blood, feeding new collectives and baronies, and inevitable purges. As many anarchs march under black banners as red, and as many, again, just want to keep their heads down and figure out who their next meal is coming from. God, I feel like politics of World of Darkness is just one of those things that if I got caught up in this shit, I would be so confused. Like, can I just want to drink blood and mind my business. Y'all on some nut shit. Okay, let's start with Victoria Ash. Let's do this in the order of how I met them. I met Victoria. I still haven't met Jara, so I don't know if I'm going to read about her yet, but she's definitely become a player, and so that's interesting. Okay, Victoria Ash. Prince of Atlanta. Oh, so she's a prince too. Yeah, let's go. Shout out. Fucking Emem has connections. Toreador, Date of embrace 1650. Wow, she is older than Galab. She's old. Generation 8th, sire Maximilian, one name. Child Regina Blake. The paramour. Victoria's existence was not always one of gilded lavishness. Born in the south of France, again with the France. What's going on, World of Darkness? Y'all really on your Francophile shit, huh? Born 17th century Victoria, then known by the name Victorine de was a camp prostitute for the French army. Far from lacking in ambition, her undeniable charm and wit won her the favors of Prince Louis II, who made her his mistress. The prince, however, was not alone in noticing the young woman's potential. A kindred and procurer by the name of Maximilian offered to make her his ghoul in order to preserve her priceless beauty. Victoria accepted and was offered the embrace in 1650. From one world to another. Sire and child arrived in England in 1660, but when was she changed? 1650, okay. In 1660, so 10 years later. But their stay was short-lived as Maximilian was destroyed by his rival shortly thereafter. Victoria escaped the ambush in the nick of time and fled England aboard a boat bound for the New World. She was one of the first kindred to set foot on American soil and spent the next 3 centuries roaming its vast expanses and urban wilds. She returned to England in late 1890s, where she embraced her first child, Regina. Her appearance at a number of bourgeoisie. I'm trying to remember how the end of that word is pronounced. The number of bourgeoisie salons at the time led her to meet Hilda McAndrews, a young kindred and renowned painter whose convictions and talents she admired. Victoria met Hilda's child, Emem, a few years later during an opulent soiree held to celebrate Emem's embrace. Victoria was overcome with sympathy for the young woman, as her sunny disposition reminded her of the passion of her youth. The harder they fall. A woman of passion and a toreador above all, Ash expanded her influence in the 1990s by establishing herself as one of the greatest pop stars of her time. Her songs lit up the American billboards, and the masses came in droves to attend her concerts. In parallel with her affairs among mortals, Victoria opened a path for herself to the throne of Atlanta, which she claimed. The city grew and flourished under her reign. Ash was forced to leave the city in 1999 and returned to London, which she fled in 2008 after the purge of the Second Inquisition. Whoa. So she's no longer Prince of Atlanta. She was Prince of Atlanta. She was forced to leave, probably because people started to notice the fact that their favorite pop star wasn't aging. But it doesn't really specify. And then she went back to London, and then she fled. Okay. A sense of duty. The resurgence of a Second Inquisition cast a veil of doubt and unease over the world of the night. While many kindred chose to reject technology in the hopes of going undetected by their hunters, Victoria welcomed it. Ash went on many trips and made social appearances, resisting the beckoning as the elders disappeared one by one, leaving behind an extremely fragile Camarilla. In order to fend off this loss of power, Victoria was chosen to seal an alliance between the Ivory Tower and the Ashera, another vampire sect. She wed Tigerius, one of their leaders, in Tehran in 2018. Victoria has been back in America for several months now, back upon her throne in Atlanta. Okay, so she is Prince again. She intends to use her talents to restore her city to the glory it deserves. In the meantime, here she now is in Boston, drawn by Hazel Iverson and her ambitious projects. Okay. Alright. Cool. And we've met Journey, so let's read about Journey. Journey, Toreador, embraced in 1983, 12th generation, sire Zitkala Sa. Okay. The Sundance. Journey was born in Boston in 1904. She was from a long line of musicians and took to the stage with her parents at a young age. She joined the violin section of the New England Conservatory of Music. Journey showed great talent and could play in any style. After completing her studies and graduating with honors, she opted for a career teaching at the conservatory that trained her. There, she became the president of the Alumni Association with the important role of granting awards and scholarships and organizing events. It was at one of these gatherings that she would meet Zakala Sa, an honorary alumni whose career fascinated her. The interest revealed itself to be mutual, and a strange friendship formed between the two women. Convinced of Atkins' talents, Zakala Sa invited Journey to create her own interpretation of her Sundance opera. They collaborated on the project for 4 years until Zakala Sa's death in 1938, a particularly painful loss for her friend. Journey was devastated with nothing left to live for. It's a bit strong, but okay. Daughter of the Night. Zakala Sa had been dead for several months when one night Journey thought she dreamed that she had seen Zakala Sa at her bedside. In this feverish hallucination, her mentor asked her to finish her project and perform it on stage to bring hope to her family again. Journey accepted, and before going their separate ways, her late friend took her in her arms. Atkins felt faint. She had just been embraced. Though her first encounter with the beast was terrifying, her fears and anxieties were washed away by her joy of being reunited with Zakala. Journey embraced the night the way she embraced her music, with passion. A toreador through and through, her talent for throwing parties brought some light back to a Boston that had been so gloomy during the reign of Quentin King. Her soirees were praised for their unparalleled creativity. Her guests also came for the thrill they provided, as Journey would sway from total discretion to absolute risk regarding the masquerade. Interesting. Journey met Emem at the court of Prince Quentin King. Enchanted by the talented dancer's sunny personality, Journey grew very close with the Rose. She did so under the critical and excessively jealous eye of Hilda, whose possessiveness was a great source of amusement to Journey. Bound to Emem heart and soul, she supported her every endeavor from her separation with her sire to the creation of her clubs. I believe Emem is her clubs and everything. It's like burlesque, right? I believe that's what it was. Okay, melancholy. Whereas Quentin King's Malkavians knew how to appreciate her dear devilish side, this was no longer the case after Hazel Iverson and the Blue Bloods came to power. Faced with the austerity with which they responded to the fall of London, Journey never ceased to look for new ways to bring a little playfulness and frivolity back into the unlife. A fresh start. Recent events pushed Journey to take drastic decisions to preserve her own life on Emem's advice. Atkins chose to join the Boston Anarchs despite her trepidation due to the sudden change. She hoped to free herself from the clutches of Hazel Iverson and her lackeys. You know, reading that, I feel better about my decision to send her to the Anarchs, because I don't think a personality type like hers would have survived long in Hazel's Camarilla. Especially if she is someone that likes to stretch the limits with the masquerade. I think the Anarchs would probably appreciate her a little bit more, take care of her, and let her do that, but in an environment where she'll be protected. And they'll probably, more than anything, get a kick out of knowing that their actions are pissing off the Camarilla. So there is that. Immortal and in service of a vampire, commonly a ghoul. The terms are usually interchangeable, with retainer being the polite choice. Okay. I will eventually probably work my way through this codex, but as it stands, for now, I'm more focused on the character descriptions. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna hold off on Jara in case we actually do meet her. But I think the fact that she's here, actually, I saw Hazel before she popped up. The Queen of Boston's nightlife. Journey works for April Bosley. She is very close to Emem and is part of the same clan. Rhetoric is at a 3. She has no intimidation, so I definitely would have beat her at that. Persuasion is at a 2. Psychology is at a 1. Yeah, I got her beat for those two. I mean, we're the same, but with a little bit of focus, I got her beat for those two. Dominate. She got a lot of presence. No dominate. All right. Let's go back. Let's start at the front door and work our way inside. Jara, I would have liked to give you this bond I would have liked to give you this bond that you've been waiting for so long, but I can't bring myself to condemn you to my situation. But don't be afraid. I will never abandon you, Jara. Never. We're bound together. We are one. Since that first night, that first instant. Nothing can ever keep us apart, I promise. I would like to give you this bond. Did Jara offer someone a bond, or does she offer to be blood bonded to someone? It seems like it's probably the latter. Interesting. So Jara wants to be bonded to someone, and that person was like, nah, sis, you don't want what I got, or something like that. And must be Jara's. I wonder if that's the person if that's Kay. Must be Jara's sire. But then again, if it's her sire, then isn't she already bonded to some extent? I'm trying not to miss anything because me being me, I be missing shit. Information notes, unification party. Okay, this is a lot, but it's also important. Okay. Summary of individual files in the Hartford Chantry. Osborne, regent of the Chantry, ambitious and paranoid, extremely skilled in thaumaturgy, favors unification but mentions escape routes in his private communications. To be monitored, visit the Jeffrey Library once a month. Okay, so she was watching them close. Mrs. Wakefield, John Reese's child. She is Reese. I recognize that name. She's a secretive mind control specialist who supports Mr. Osborne unconditionally. Although he continues to be wary of her, she supports unification to support the choice of her regent. Okay, so she supports unification because she supports Osborne. Mr. Samuels, child of Uptown Rollins. This blue blood is pragmatic, well-versed in insurance finance. He is the head of a thriving business and seems to have moved to Boston on a part-time basis, residing at the Jefferson Library. Our intelligence indicates that he is there to ensure the financial balance of the agreements to be signed, which he is rather in favor of. Another person who's pro the unification, Mr. Fleming. He specializes in poison and Osborne's personal bodyguard. He has been on several blood hunts and has recently moved to the library. We believe that he is there to protect the warlocks in the event of a retreat. According to our sources, he's opposed to the agreement because he harbors a strong personal resentment towards Dajan Siaka. Mrs. Vance. That's the guy with the poison too. Mrs. Vance. She has lived in Boston since the creation of the Hartford branch in Boston. Unknown sire, specializes in high-level protection rituals. Little information available. The party will be her first outing from the library if she accepts the invitation. We need more time to research her background. Mr. Wood, child of Deneb Osborne, resides in Hartford, is new to thaumaturgy, but shows very good skill in memory magic, still under the authority of his sire and therefore in favor of the agreement made with us. Mr. Green resides in Hartford, child of Mrs. Wakefield, none to report, was embraced 2 years ago, kept his family his job as a research chemist. Reports indicate that he is pro-unification. Mr. Chen. So it seems like so far everyone except for Fleming, and that's a personal vendetta or a personal grudge. Mr. Chen was selected by the Chantry to come and work at the Red Salon and conduct experiments on blood stabilization. So again, you made a deal with people without knowing if they're actually capable of going through fulfilling their half of that deal. It's weird. Extensive experience in thaumaturgy, but I guess if you're going to take that risk, it would make sense to go with the group that are experts in blood sorcery. But anyways, extensive experience in thaumaturgy. The report indicates that he is in favor of the unification, but for his own interest, he only feeds in blood banks. Oh, he probably doesn't want to feed on people, and so this is something that would help him be able to continue to survive without having to, probably a moral thing maybe. I respect it. Mrs. Halstead was selected by the Chantry to come and work at the Red Salon and conduct experiments on blood stabilization. Specializes in blood storage rituals. Cool. Okay, so someone knows what they're talking about. Okay, the report indicates that she is rather reticent, about the unification, afraid to share her knowledge, especially with Boston. So generally, it seems like the majority of people, for either out of loyalty to Osborne or for their own personal reasons, are in support of unification. And there's one person who's against it very clearly, but that's because of his own personal issues. And then one person who's keeping her opinions close to her chest. So but generally speaking, the majority of people are for it. So it's hard to say with this, for sure, that whatever happened was caused by them. I think this, if anything, just kind of makes them kind of clears up their name a bit. List of vassals provided for Dunham. Marvin, Patricia. I'm gonna scan to see if any of these names are familiar. No, I don't recognize any of them. Intelligence on the Hartford Chantry. Oh. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the thaumaturgs were influential throughout New England, but they also experienced dark times, seeing their power erode over the years, primarily due to the encroachment of Sabbat members from northern and western New England during this period. Some elder Tremere believed that at least one of the main convents allied with the Sabbat to bring down their downfall. Okay, though few agree on which of the three major convents is most to blame. The loss of status suffered by their entire family is a wound that still runs deep today and has led to their great dislike of the Sisters of Salem. Operating primarily out of a chapel in Hartford, the thaumaturgs have had an ongoing competition with the Ventru coteries for dominance in the state and have been quick to exploit any opportunity. Thus, when the Prince of New Haven and Hartford came to them for help in the early 1900s, they graciously accepted. Wisely, they had not yet recalled the debt the Ventru owed them, but that is likely to happen soon. Indeed, as a result of the unification agreement with Boston, the Chantry will greatly increase its political and economic clout over the Hartford domain. Within the Chantry itself, prestige is highly prized, and competition within the upper echelons of the hierarchy is so fierce that most thaumaturgs are lost to internal strife than to past clashes with the Sabbat. This is largely due to the fact that Deneb Osborne, despite his understanding behavior, jealously guards his position and makes it impossible for his apprentices to progress. Interesting. Whenever a warlock seems to be on the verge of unlocking a new mystery, they are often replaced by a less talented one. Interesting. Today, their Boston branch is mysterious and impenetrable. Despite our best efforts, we think it would be wise to require a visit to the Chantry as a sign of trust. I mean, makes sense. Our intelligence reports numerous disappearances of mortals in the vicinity of the building, which fortunately have gone unnoticed. Yeah, that would break the masquerade.
This is what Hazel asked me to bring her.
Oh, it is? Cool. But then again, they're not Camarilla, so they have no reason to give a fuck about the masquerade, I suppose. Except for just to be smart. Weekly Close Protection Reports 2019. July week 1. I'm just gonna skim through this. Are these all no, just these two are Bear Underwood. Okay, so it's her notes on Jason Moore. What just happened? Was that just like a random option of something to do? Okay. I'll do that in a second. So they're just like, hey, clean up these desks.
A log with a list of everything that was checked for the party. Invoices, reservations, rentals. All from our network. It's journeys. That could be of interest to Hazel.
Okay. So I guess this character found the evidence that would have been useful to... Okay, that would have been useful to Emem. Oh, I can't read it. Hold on, let me read what that said. A file containing all the documents that prove the journey did not neglect safety while organizing this event. But the fact that she ran could very well lead to a blood hunt anyway.
Oh, this thing's old. Does she still use it?
Oh god, I'm afraid that I may have screwed her by accident. I have no technology. Ugh. Who are you? The time has come. What's that? Password arrival. No, where are you? The time has come. Password arrival. Arrival. Arrival? Whose arrival? It could be her embrace. Perhaps if I... I'm wondering if I read her bio, I'll find that information. I'm gonna read her bio and see if that has anything that might help. Maybe it's her embrace date. Wrong button. Okay. Okay. 18... Nosferatu. I see you don't have an image of her because we haven't met her yet. Nosferatu, 1801, Generation 8, Sire, Petra. Double agent. Jara was originally from Vis, a small fishing village off the coast of Croatia. Arriving in Boston, 1841, she left behind a life of misery and prostitution, along with her sire, whom she was careful not to let get wind of her departure. Oh, so she ran from her sire. Her natural distrust of other kindreds pushed her to settle in the city's sewer system, where she aspired to an unlife of solitude. Sadly, it took only a single mistake to be discovered and brought before Kurt Denish, one of the most influential and intimidating Nosferatu in the region. Much to Jara's surprise, Dench maybe, was disconcertingly transparent with her. He spoke to her of his alliance to the British in New England and shared with her his intention to establish a vast Nosferatu spy network throughout the area. She was enamored by the idea. After a long period of observation, Kurt officially inducted Drory, I'm just going to call her Jara, as an agent. She would spare no effort and stepped up her ingenuity to meet Dench's expectations. In particular, she managed to infiltrate a pocket of anti-British resistance, the Kindred of Liberty, and went as far as to integrate herself with their primogen. This dual identity allowed her to pass on invaluable information to the British colonists, which they used to tighten their hold over Boston. This fruitful collaboration awakened feelings in Jara that she thought had died out long before, feelings for Dench, whom she so often worked with. Despite his unfriendly demeanor, Kurt was an honest man, straightforward and dependable, a man whom Jara realized she had much in common with, though she dared not take the plunge. 15 years later, Kurt would do it for her. Aww, look at them finding love in their unlife. That's cute. Turncoat. 2008. The fall of London rocked the British colonies in America. Jara was unshaken and maintained her cover. While in the shadows, the network of Nosferatu tightened its rank. Kurt disappeared. Oh no. Thinking at first that he was on a long mission, Jara looked to her peers for answers without success. Weeks turned to months, then years. With the beckoning taking the British leaders away, Jara abandoned her dual identity and firmly integrated herself among the Americans. She took advantage of her purported involvement in the fight against the colonists to gain access to the primogen of the city's new prince, Hazel Iverson, who made Jara her chief of security. Jara may have changed her allegiance, but her heart still clung desperately to Kurt, whom she still hoped to see return. Something deep within her kept her from giving up. In the meantime, Jara does what she must to survive and drowns her loneliness in work and excess. Poor Jara's situation, but also, you filthy traitor. Okay. Oh my gosh, she's got Goddamn, she's got nothing. Master of espionage. Her disappearance causes the court to fear the worst. See, learning what I learned about her just now, I feel like her disappearance wasn't so much as a result of the event. I don't think she's dead. I think she vanished. But I also consider the fact that she was a double agent makes me wonder if, like, if we find out that she's responsible for everything, which I already think she is, I'm like, it kind of makes sense. It's in her bio. But, you know, let's not cast judgment. All right? So, okay. She arrived in Boston in 1841. So let's try 1841. Nice. I'm smart sometimes. Let's go. From Caius to me, as you wish. Caius. I never what? Let me start from the bottom. So from Caius. Quincy Market. Miss Dory. Or Drory. Miss Jara, whatever. I've already told you about my need to investigate the Quincy Market case. I know you disagree with my theory, but an aborted attack on the prince is not to be taken lightly. Could you please reconsider your position? Caius, I never reconsider anything without new evidence. If you have any, please send it to me. And not on the computer. You know how I feel about them. As you wish. Okay. I'm trying to get the dates. Okay, so this was August. Alright, this is newer. I picked up a signal that appears to be an unauthorized outbound call. Could you come see me as soon as possible so I can give you the details? Okay. Did you try to access my computer? No, I can't imagine anyone being able to hack into your computer since you change your password every 3 days. Besides, I thought you preferred handwritten notes. That's not something I'm willing to joke about. Oh, okay. Jara to Hazel. That's enough. I know you ordered my computer to be searched. You don't have to monitor me like that, Liz. What good am I to you if you don't trust me? Jara, if someone is trying to search your computer, believe me, the order didn't come from me. I have every confidence in you, and I urge you to have the same confidence in me. Finally, in the future, I would appreciate it if you do not make such sweeping accusations without proof. If you have any concerns, please come and speak to me. Sincerely yours, your Prince, Hazel. I rely on myself to protect what needs to be protected, and I have my own ways of keeping myself safe from undue curiosity. Okay. From Jara to Sophia? It is precisely 10 p.m. I'm heading to the party and I'm leaving Caius in charge. You know the procedure. Let everyone know. Have a good night. Recent secure transmissions. Okay, this should be important. September the 4th. Duration. What was this last sent? Okay, so on the 4th. Okay, starting from the bottom up. Duration 4. Code. What is this? Is this like... is this like messages and like how long they were sent or something like that? Let me look at the dates. 4th, 15th, 19th, 25, 2 and 4. Maybe. I guess I'm still trying to figure out where this report on James, what's his name? Jason Moore, how that fits into anything. But looks like someone was trying to get into Jara's computer and spy on her. Interesting. What I do know is that I have proof that Journey is not responsible for what happened. But I don't know if that proof is gonna mean shit, so maybe it's not wrong of me. So maybe it was still a good thing that I sent her away. Because I feel like Journey... Can I get in? Can I focus? Do I have a key? Oh, I have a master key, right.
Nobody here. I'm going to be able to take a look around Dajan's.
Okay. So, oh, he has, let's go taste the music, shut up. He's got all kinds of instruments. What was I saying? So even with the evidence, Hazel might not care and still might kill her, and so that's kind of why I don't yet fully regret my decision. Restores 5 willpower. Okay. I don't yet just regret my
Tarot
decision.
cards. How fun. The Emperor, the Chariot, Temperance. Easy. Dajan is thinking about taking a trip.
Okay, cool. I'm glad she was able to figure that out, because so my friend is a tarot card reader, but I myself am not talented in that world.
The
So
Salem Gazette.
me personally, I would not have known what those cards meant. Salem Gazette. The City Council has found a new home for the Sisters of Salem at the Salem Library in recognition of the organization's work in sharing and supporting our local history. While many know of the group thanks to the annual organization of their Hallowmas and the Mighty Dead and the Martyr celebration, what's less well known is their implication with people in need throughout the rest of the year. They host newcomers to the area, troubled youth, and older civilians who are isolated. The Sisters of Salem have an extensive network of volunteers and are joined by about a dozen new members each year. Our community should be proud of the unity and mutual support shown by all of our fellow citizens, from their participation to the celebrations of their participation in the social and cultural volunteering done by this organization, declared the mayor after the city council meeting. And she was also very proud to announce that her spouse has joined the Sisters of Salem in the previous month. Inauguration planned for tonight at the Salem Library by invitation only. Should Dajan be... Guardian Ravens. Is he... Oh, are these his spells? Why can't I... Okay. Blood magnets. Magnets, silver bowl, own blood. Equipment. Oh, concealment ritual. Knife candles. Fresh bird's blood. Skull. Illuminated trail. Candles. White satin ribbon. Have seen the prey beforehand. Note, the prey must go underwater or cross... The prey must not go underwater or cross a body of water. Restoration ritual. Candle, skull. Ingredients, own blood, sacrificed animal. Ugh. But also, he is basically a witch, so.
Just like New Orleans. This is definitely Dajan's place.
Bruh. I wonder how he got this place set up like this. Oh, let me do a observe.
A bird. Dead.
Alright. Maybe it's one of the spells.
He must have done a warlock ritual.
A dead bird. Oh, a dead bird and a skull. I saw that. Is that the protection one? I saw that spell. Candle, skull, own blood, and animal. So there, I see a skull, I see blood, and an animal, and I do see candles. So, oh fuck, I forgot to read which spell that was. Restoration ritual. What did he restore? Oops, sorry, Laysha. Got all up in your face like that. And there are the candles. What did he restore? Himself? Was he weak? Is he not feeling too hot? That's his blood, right? Oh.
It's from an animal.
Sacrificed animal.
And it's still fresh.
So he did this recently.
This knife has blood on it.
No, really? Wow. I think that's it. I think that's all I'm gonna get from here. Basically, Dajan has plans to travel, and Dajan has plans to travel, and he recently did a restoration. He recently did a restoration ritual, and also. I'm not done. I want to look at the other permissions. And also that he is... I don't know if he's a member, but he gets newsletters from the Sisters of Salem, which seems interesting because I don't think they're I don't think they have a...
shit. Locked from the other side.
I wouldn't have been able to look through the other people's rooms anyway with the mem. She doesn't have access. I don't think they are in good standing with the Hartford. I'm gonna keep clicking the wrong button, aren't I? Let's see. Is there anything in here about the Salem sisters? Here it is. Founded in the 17th century by Madeline Coventry, the Salem Tremere Chantry is one of the oldest in New England. The warlocks of Salem are constantly in competition with the Boston and Hartford domains. Okay, so I was right. And have long adhered to an isolationist policy. However, of their superior numbers and the supremacy of their knowledge... Convinced of their superior numbers and the supremacy of their knowledge. However, the alliance between Hazel Iverson and Osborne seems to have shaken the certainty of the regent of Salem, who sees this relationship as a serious threat to her chantry. Okay. And Dajan, is he a member of them then?
Nobody's allowed to go in or out. I don't like the sound of that.
Oh, it's April. She's talking to Galab. And there's Dajan over there. And then the girl with the nice outfit.
I can't let you through. I have orders.
I'm sorry, I can't let you through.
What about you?
If I can do anything to help, let me know.
Cool.
Hazel told me to keep a low profile here. This area is reserved for the prince and her primogen.
I have abilities and shit, but I don't seem to be able to use any of them. I would like to go invisible. These are for the hunts, disciplines, puppet master. Gosh. Can't like do anything with them though. Okay. I just have to stay on the DL, I think.
Shit. Hilda's in her office. She's going to see me.
Cool. Oh, good. Unseen passage allows you to move around without being seen. In this state, it is not possible to physically interact with the environment. You may, however, stealthily read a document or examine an object. This power will be activated automatically if you enter a location that is prohibited. Oh, that's good. Let's go ahead and just check out Hilda's situation.
I shouldn't get too close. She might be able to sense me.
You must forgive me. I admit that I went too far, but you left me no choice. You don't understand what's going on inside of me. I can't stand the thought of you watching me grow old, imagining that you'll go on alone without me after I'm gone. I don't want to tell you that I could die for you. I want to be able to show everyone that I died for us. I know you're angry. I understand that you're risking your neck if I keep urging you to make me your partner for eternity without permission. So ask for it. If you love me, I beg of you, ask for it. Or I'll end up dying anyway. Because without you, life will be of no interest anymore. I know that. Hilda, I love you, and you're the only one who could ever let me add forever to it. For real. Your mem. That's the letter Emem sent her. To get embraced. Could I drop my shadow over here without her seeing? We would like to confirm that the engraving, the Battle of the Plains, has arrived intact to our great satisfaction. This acquisition also makes us confident that our future transactions will be fruitful, and we are most appreciative. Interesting. Can't really hear what she's saying.
Why did you come back? Why?
Oh, is that?
Other than to show that you're doing just fine on your own. If you only knew everything I've done for you. Ma'am.
Hilda's more concerned with Emem than she is with Hazel. I hope she'll be happy to hear that. The other advisors might be hiding things from her.
I already searched Dajan's apartment. If I drop my... Okay, it won't let me drop. I was gonna say, because I'm behind this wall, will she still pick up on me? How did he not pick up on the fact that I just walked through, that his door just opened? Oh, I'm not questioning it.
The speculative news from... Oh, he's about as fun as his reading material.
Okay. I gotta say, I love the shower. Dear Miss Underwood, as agreed, here is our payment. Thank you for your confidentiality. You are indirectly contributing to one of the greatest forensic discoveries of our time. If by any chance you still have bloodless bodies in good condition to offer, please let us know. It's a good way to get fed while profiting, I guess. Dear Sir, Mrs. Iverson is honored to invite you to the grand unification party in the presence of representatives of the Hartford Chantry. Oh, okay, he moved. It scared me. Your presence at these festivities is requested the evening of with our greatest respect and consideration. Dear Mr. Underwood, here is the report you requested. Attached, you will find all the documents I was able to gather. Unfortunately, I was unable to collect much useful information about Mrs. Feng's time in China, but it may not have been the most interesting period of her time. A fairly typical education, exactly what would be expected of the upper class. What is less expected is that shortly after her arrival in the US, she was admitted to the economics department of MIT. This is in large part thanks to her publications on the blue economy, which led her to join the Drory ratification project in the Indian Ocean. At the same time, she defended her dissertation on blue biotechnology, which I recommend that you read in its entirety. You can imagine that someone with her ilk was highly sought after. She was wooed by major multinational companies before she even graduated. However, she refused all their offers and instead founded her own startup company, New Feng Blue Tech. From one round of fundraising to the next, the company quickly became a reference for any group that was looking to make over their image to appear a little greener, quote-unquote greener. If you browse their website, you'll quickly realize how important many of their clients were. As for the more confidential information, I learned that several governments, in particular Luxembourg and Canada, recently reached out to her. For the moment, it is only a matter of advice and informal discussions, but the speed with which she has broadened her influence is highly impressive. My conclusion regarding her is the following. She is brilliant. Is he trying to steal Feng away from Galab? One might imagine that she is an idealist, but while her actions do seem to me to be guided by an ideological perspective, she is extremely pragmatic in integrating herself into the upper echelons of society. What's more, she has true business acumen, as her stand-up is one of the most successful in the country. You have every reason to take an interest in her. I can set up a meeting with her if you like. Jason Moore, Your turn. So Jason, Jason Moore that Jara was looking into is Underwood's ghoul? And he seems to be... That's not Underwood, I just realized. And he seems to... Wait, is it? Let me get away from him before he notices me. And he seems to be interested in Galab's... future child. Is he trying to take her away from Galab? As like a... Dude, get over... Like... Ah!
Richard's apartment.
Oh, that scared me. Dude, you gotta get over... your obsession with Galab. It's weird.
He didn't change a thing, as usual.
Oh. There's Halsey. Before I do that, let me go back and do, Let me go back to Dajan. Must be missing something. Oh. Oh.
Well, well. What have we here?
I thought it was like a glitch when I saw that earlier. My dear sisters, I hope this letter will reach you quickly. Things are critical here. It appears that we have been the target of a major incident. A code red has been issued, and we have not heard from those who had already gone to the party our prince has organized for the unifications. This could be in our favor because it's possible that the Hartford Chantry is behind it. Although I have faithfully served my prince's interests while negotiating this treaty, these new suspicions could serve our interest in relation to a potential alliance between Boston and Salem. Rest assured that...
He didn't finish his letter. But that'll be enough for Hazel to make up her mind about him.
Okay. Did that one. I have to get information from Beryl.
Leysha. Restricted access means nothing to you, I see. Make yourself at home. Don't mind me. How am I not surprised?
What doesn't surprise you?
For you to turn up at a time like this.
The prince had me released.
Of course, she needs you. I'm guessing she sent you to spy on the council.
He's too good at everything. Nothing I have is gonna be strong enough. No matter how much I focus.
What do you mean?
Tell me, do you remember the last time she pulled you out of your musty hole?
It's just that
You don't remember, do you? You're still having those little memory issues, it seems. And I suppose Halsey's here, too.
Of course she is.
The more the merrier.
Don't start with me, Beryl. Otherwise...
Why don't you go out and play in the sun? And let me get back to work.
Work? With everything that's going on, Hazel will appreciate your dedication.
Get out, please.
That's all I'm going to be able to find out about him. Hazel's gonna be disappointed. Halsey's waiting for me. I hope Hazel will be proud of us.
I would like to know what I could have discovered, but unfortunately... there was no way. None of those would have been successes. Dear Dunham, as instructed, I have prepared the donors you listed for your unification party. They will be ready for you to pick up at 9 p.m. at the Spread Salon. I think that your guests will be impressed by the quality of the vintages you're offering them. and I hope that they will fully appreciate the fruit of your labors. Betty.
How many hours have I spent sitting in this armchair for my therapy sessions?
I'm gonna have to drop the Invisibility Act before I can look at all this books. How do you even get to them?
Mr. Teddy!
Before I can inspect anything directly. Hi, Halsey.
No, he's not there. Where are you, Mr. Teddy?
Okay, let's drop it.
Maybe I'll find a way to read it.
1978 Confidential. Okay, March 6th, unknown origin.
Mr.
13 members of the...
Teddy.
Halsey, do you mind? 13 members of the court caught in sudden collective panic for several minutes. Quentin King, our prince, called for investigation. Closed without any conclusive findings in 88 after the prescribed 10 years of investigation. October 31st, unknown origin. The
He must be hiding somewhere else.
servants of the Primogen apartments began to hum the same song for 1 hour. King, our prince, called for an investigation. Closed without any conclusive findings after 10 years. Those both happened in the exact same year. Interesting. Unknown origin, and then this is a little over a decade later. The servants of the prince's quarters all laughed hysterically for 1 hour. King, our prince, called for investigation after 10 years. Closed without any conclusive findings. Okay, 2015. Ms. Hazel Iverson, our prince, reported feeling a sudden brief and mental intrusion during her speech. She called for investigation. Close after investigation. Report delivered in person. Unknown origin. Oh, so these ones were conclusive, huh?
Teddy?
Unknown origin. Feeling of imminent death felt by several members of the court lasting several minutes. Called investigation. Report delivered in person. Unknown origin. Servants of the Primogen's council began vomiting for several minutes. The vessels present experienced uncontrollable crying fits throughout the night.
He must be
Call for
hiding somewhere else.
investigation. Report delivered in person. So when King was running things, it seems nothing was really discovered. Interesting. I wonder if anything was discovered or he just wasn't interested in hearing anything. Dear Mr. Iverson, as per your request, Mr. Underwood came to the Red Salon to carry out a review in view of the collaboration with the Hartford Tremere. We can confirm that production can triple if we expand operation into our basement. I think it would be wise to create a reserve and allocate only 1/3 of our production to Hartford. We will also provide a temperature-controlled storage area for this purpose. As for more practical questions, please do not include the formulas I have been able to work out in your dealings. Mr. Underwood also feels that we need to keep them secret in order to keep the advantage in this agreement. We both feel that convincing them to send Tremere to Boston to perform the blood stabilization test would be a better alternative. As for an industrialized production for more than 400 units per week, I prefer to err on the side of caution. I am able to produce everything alone in my laboratory. Aiming for more at the start would require a move and would surely get us noticed by our suppliers of raw materials. I hope to have provided you with the missing information for your discussions in this agreement, which, in addition to the giant step forward that it will make possible for science, I will undoubtedly be drawn to a new...
He must be hiding somewhere else.
Undoubtedly be the dawn of a new boss under your reign, sincerely yours, Dunham. So he's basically giving her advice on how to keep the upper hand in negotiations and not give them everything.
Richard must have had a breakthrough if Hazel's interested in it.
Mr. Teddy.
Like, that just begs the question, I guess. Does that mean he's, like, capable of blood?
Only Richard would still use that.
Of, blood stabilization? Alright, where's this kid? Oh, what's this? Oh, I already read that.
He must be
Shouldn't
hiding
I, like...
somewhere else.
Oh yeah, I can't see her because she's visible. Shouldn't I, Oh no, she's not. She's right there. Put the disc back.
So, did you find your teddy?
No, not yet. I'm not sure he's here. What about you? Did you finish your job for the prince?
Yes, I found something that might be of interest to Hazel.
Does that mean we're going back to see the prince then?
I don't think there's anything else I can get, so let's go ahead and leave.
Let's go, Sugarfangs.
Laysha. I'm all ears.
Everything went all right.
I knew I could count on you. Was Halsey a good girl?
Yes, as usual.
Good. Were you able to find anything interesting in Ms. Drory's apartments?
Yes. There was intel she had gathered on the guests, including those from the Hartford Chantry.
Anything about their regent, Dunham Osborne?
Yes, he seems to be obsessed with memory magic.
Interesting.
I gave everything to Delsin.
Thank you. I'll take a look at it later. Were you able to see or hear anything interesting?
I also found that at Jara's. A file on the party. It's a record of everything Journey did.
That could be useful. Give it to Delsin on your way out. Anything else?
Sorry, my premonition.
I had a vision.
I knew you would. What did you see? Was I in your vision?
I think it was me. My forehead was on fire.
All right. Do you have any idea what it could mean?
Not in the slightest. Are you disappointed?
The important thing is that you're starting to have visions again.
Did she stop? I'm gonna leave Emem and Journey out of it. This one.
At Dajan's, I found a letter addressed to the Salem Chantry.
Did he betray me for the Warlocks?
I don't know.
Not yet.
It just said that he's participating in your project, but that he would have preferred an agreement with Salem.
Oh, I understand his recent allusions a little better now. I'm going to need to have a word with him. Go on.
It seems like he's not, like, anti the prince. He just would prefer, rather than a Hartford Chantry, that she went with the Salem because he prefers Salem. But, like, so that's, like, I wouldn't call that a betrayal, just more of a, political preference, maybe? I don't know if I should do Hilda's just because it's, like, kind of personal. Fuck it, why not?
Hilda was in her room. She was acting strangely.
What do you mean?
She was whispering things, talking to a picture of Emem.
Touching, but that's of no importance.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
That's all I was able to find.
I unfortunately wasn't able to get anything
I knew
on
I could
Underwood.
count on you. Thank you, Laysha.
Richard still wasn't there. Were you able to find out anything else?
Yes, one of my servants just came back from his bar, the Red Salon, as that's where he does his research. I had hoped to find him there. But she confirmed that Dr. Dunham had gone to the party early with a few of his vessels. I'm sorry, Laysha.
No. If he had been destroyed, I would have felt it. I have to go find him.
You're the most discreet of all of us, it's true. But we have no idea what might have happened there. It could be dangerous.
I won't be alone. Halsey will be with me.
Of course. And one last thing. Dr. Dunham wasn't the only one there. There was also Miley, my child. Bring her back to me.
Yes, of course. We'll leave right away.
I wouldn't expect anything less of you. Thank you, Laysha.
Whew. Cool. Okay, I think we can review this and then that'll be a good place to call it for the night. Overview. Each scene ends with an overview of your accomplishments, failures, and what you could have done differently. For each success, your character earns experience points. Okay, traits. Oh god. Scene 1 overview. Let's start at the beginning, read down. Leysha, Malkavian Princess Quarters. Do I get an overview of Emem as well? Boston Quarters in turmoil, co-writers issues, major crisis. Okay. Introspective, -20 to the next. Experience cost for aspects. Discipline, cool. Merciful, 10% success rate in rhetoric tie. Nice. Successes. You let the premonition overtake you. You gave the prince the documents that was certainly Claire Journey's name. You listened in to hear what was in Hilda McAndrew's mind. You found a letter from Dajan confirming his preference for the Salem Chantry. You told the prince about what was in Dajan Siaka's letter. You could have spied on a competition between Emem and Journey. You could have discovered... Yeah, I couldn't have discovered shit. Discovered Underwood's preoccupations. Maybe there was like a drawer I could have opened that would have given me more information. Or something I could have done. But it didn't seem like I had much of a chance, considering even with focus, none of my like skills or discipline traits, whatever, would have been enough to match his. But perhaps there was like something else that I hadn't looked at that would have been helpful. Anyways. Oh fuck. Oh.
Emem, come here.
Right into this scene.
I know what you're gonna say.
Go on. I'm listening.
You want to know why Journey isn't with me? I'll tell you why.
Yes, please. I'm all ears.
I can't do any of these. Oh man, I'm so fucked. I should have brought Journey's ass. I don't know. Oh, and I didn't get a chance to like use up the willpower to like help myself. I don't know if it would have helped much considering oh boy. Oh fuck. Okay, I don't have a choice. I
was afraid for her. I convinced her to flee. I was afraid she'd be held responsible for tonight. I didn't want to take any risks.
And you're just confessing like that? To my face? Do you realize what you've done? I'm seeing to things myself. Go in the next room and await your new orders.
Well, at least you can't. Journey won't be held responsible. Well, she probably will be because she did choose to leave. Okay. Emem, toward the princess quartered. Okay. Put in her place. Plus 10% for a sin confessed. Alright, you convinced Journey to discipline the prince and flee. You were able to retrace Journey's steps before she left thanks to her sense. You took responsibility for having deliberately disobeyed the prince. Renaissance bonus clarity. You could have lied to the prince. I would have loved to have lied to the prince. I would have loved to have lied to the prince, but unfortunately, I couldn't. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to like pause it after the next scene because it doesn't seem to be a great place to just kind of exit out. Galab Bazori, Mortal Kings. Oh, Eternal Protector. Mortal kings had their lackeys. The Princes of Boston have Galab. While rulers come and go, Galab remains, and his presence tonight is not reassuring. Right, I want him to be a veteran. Because I feel like that is exactly what he is. But let's see what this gives him. Physical. He's got 5. Okay, so he's got 1 in education. 2 with ease, intimidation, persuasion, psychology. His mental is strong. Then again, I guess his social will only be strong if he was someone likable, I guess. It makes, I guess, more sense for his physical and physical and mental to be solid. But as a venture, you think his social was fairly strong as well. But it's fine. What have we got? Sense the unseen. What is this? With this power, the vampire is able to detect the supernatural both in creatures around it and in the traces they leave behind. Cool. Dominate. Presence. Okay, so he has the same ones everyone else has. Except for fortitude, this is different because isn't this Auspex? But instead of Auspex, it's like different, I guess. Supernatural resilience. Increases the chances of winning by 50% in case of a tie. Generates blood. I could drop this one and increase his social, but that would just be stupid. I'm okay with it. I like this. So let's see. Let's see what instructions he gets, and then after that we'll cut it, and then for the next episode we will do Galab's mission.
My prince.
God, his voice is so nice.
Delsin. Zori.
Hey, Delsin. Delsin could get it as well.
It seems that the Camarilla is in danger.
Get it at the same time,
I am at your disposal.
Your sense of duty is a credit to you, Galab. You haven't lost your touch, I hope. The code red is linked to the unification party with the Chantry. No one there is answering anymore.
I gotta find his voice actor. He is... if the Vampire the Masquerade games, the one in a quarter, not even a full quarter, the one plus this one that I played, are any indication, they know how to get the best voice actors. Because first Nines and now this guy, whoo, even the ones I'm not attracted to, like the guy who played the Prince's voice acting, that was great. He was so easy to hate. He did it so well. But anyways, focus. Who was there from our side?
How many of us were there?
Probably a good 20, give or take. Dr. Dunham and our top spy, Jara Drory, were already there.
We might have lost 2 members of the Primogen. What about Hartford? Have you heard from them?
If those dogs had anything to do with what happened,
I don't think so.
I'll cut their throats myself.
Do you think they might be involved?
I don't know.
Based on what I read about them from running around Laysha's investigation, majority of them were pro-unification, and the ones who weren't, the one who wasn't for a personal reason. So I don't think that'd be enough for him to try to sabotage at this scale just to get back at one guy. The only person I could think of who might have a ball in the game is the woman at the very end who was reserved by her opinion. Because what other reason would you be reserved unless you had a reason to keep your info on the down low? But overall, I don't think they're responsible for any of what happened. I feel like the responsibility fully lies on this side, on Camaria's side, and very likely on Jara, who could very likely be a double agent again. Maybe Kurt came back, or whatever the fuck his name, Ken's, whatever his name is, I don't care. Maybe he came back and was whispering in her ear or something, who knows. But she is she's the one I'm most suspicious of at this moment. Yeah.
It's too early to draw any conclusions.
That's true.
Where do you want to start?
Can I count on you?
You have no reason to doubt me.
Such a pragmatic
one by one,
response.
The Anseli heed the beckoning and go east. You're the eldest in the city now. Don't do this to me. Not now. I would be very grateful to you. And Fang.
How may I be of service?
Go and see Caius. With Jara gone, he's in charge of security. He may have learned something.
You can count on me.
You have my absolute confidence, Galab.
The only person who's older than him that I read about, I think, is Victoria Ash. And she is a prince of Atlanta, so she's just visiting. Nice shoes. Okay, and we're out. I think it's the first time I've like played him. Oh, looks like are these gonna get updated as they do shit? Who was forced to wait. Consumed by the beckoning, he could no longer bring himself to leave without having repaired what he considered to be his greatest mistake. Yeah, I read that already. So even he wants to die now. I believe Victoria Ash is older than him. Yeah. But she's able to resist the beckoning. I guess because of her, I don't know, love for life or some shit. That's interesting. I hope he doesn't beckon himself into oblivion, because I like Galab and I just met him. What you mean? Okay, it's like a lot of stuff. Specifically in the codex. And there's stuff to do, but we are calling it for tonight, and I look forward to playing this Galab. I do. If only because he's so damn fine. Oh goodness, look at that suit. Anyways, yeah. Bye.